What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So it's been a wild ride on the Gotham Knights circuit this past few days, and I really wanted to take the time to appreciate all of you. Thank you very much for all of your input. You guys have really made this a wonderful journey, just walking through this game with a community of players and gamers, and even people who've been looking forward to DC Comics games for a while. For my Marvel people, I understand, but right now, the priority is the DC game that is coming out in the next few weeks or maybe in the next few months, depending on how you want to do it. And hopefully we'll start touching base with some of the other Marvel games here and there. The Spider-Man game that comes out next month, but I don't necessarily see too much in terms of how we're going to address the game. But there is a request from one of my audience members to try to do a review on the PC version. So fingers crossed, if I have the time, I will be happy to do that review. I don't really mind because I know someone in my house who would not mind a copy of Spider-Man. But with the Gotham Knights circuit, it appears that there's a lot more that's actually coming ahead in terms of news and information. So let me go ahead and give you just a tidbit of what it is that we've seen. So apparently on the IGN platform, that's IGN Network, a senior editorial producer named Simon Cardy pretty much commented on one of the pictures or set of murals that have been done for the Gotham Knights. There are a set of murals that have been done in Montreal where the Knights have been painted on these big buildings. And this senior editorial producer, I think that's their title, they said this was fun. We've got a great month of behind the scenes looks and gameplay from Gotham Knights to show you. So I think this is probably what it is that we're looking forward to. You guys know that Gamescom is coming down the road. It appears that there's also going to be some more details and information. IGN is more than likely going to be at the forefront of disseminating some of the maybe first impressions gameplay and all of that stuff that they usually do for most video games, which is about a month before the game comes out. And then we're going to start seeing a few more things. I personally have always advocated for a demo or some kind of a beta for the community, but it appears that the way Sony now has their PlayStation Premium plan structured, anyone who's playing on that platform and has that subscription should be able to get a, in quote, demo or some kind of a trial, because PlayStation is mandating this trial for most of their new games. And I think the trial has to be made available at a certain period of time. It doesn't necessarily have to be available, from what I understand anyways, before launch. So that's going to be another hairy area for people to be able to take a look at, but it's still available down the road. We've also taken a look at the combat for Gotham Knights. The consensus is right now, Gotham Knights, the closest thing it's looking like is Spider-Man from 2018. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I think right now the tables have turned. The Spider-Man from 2018, the developers said that they actually took a lot of inspiration from the Arkham games, and now the developers over at Warner Brothers Montreal, it appears, I'm not saying they've confirmed anything, that their game looks very similar to Spider-Man in terms of some of the mechanics. And I'm talking basically the dodge mechanics really seem like it. So the elemental strikes, the special attacks, all of those things are quite reminiscent as to how Spider-Man's moveset kind of plays. And then whenever Spider-Man has to dodge an attack, he dodges it. Maybe there might be some elements to reward very timed dodges to be able to give you maybe some more, I don't know, meter boost or whatever it is. I guess we're going to get to see that later down the road. Some other really interesting tidbits, nonetheless, that have been going out are some art stuff regarding the game. Artist Jim Lee has also been, positing some of his artwork. There are some of his models that are available. These were showcased at the San Diego Comic-Con. So for those of you who are looking forward to maybe some, character arts, maybe some of you are looking at some models, these are things that you can check out that are surrounding the entire Gotham Knights ecosystem. And then for this particular video, because I've tried to just put a bunch of information in this one video for the end of the week, there is something that has come to the forefront of the community, and that is the control scheme for Gotham Knights. And hopefully the developers add some customizable options for us to be able to, customize our, control and all that good stuff in terms of the game. So this Batgirl gameplay, apparently when they actually put it out, there is a small, indicator that says glide R2. So now everyone is like, oh, I guess with Barbara, if you're playing her, you can just, jump down a building and then hold R2 to glide. Or maybe you hit the button and she enters into a glide mode where you then control the player and the camera. So this is pretty cool. But this is starting to raise some more, questions and potential desires from the community as to having customizable options for the way your controller actually is set up, so the character can kind of, maybe work or adapt to the feel of what the player wants. Now, the reason I'm actually even reiterating this is because two of my favorite combat games do not have any modifiable controller scheme. It is so sad because I really enjoy these games. One of them I've beaten like 5 times. The other one I've not beaten yet because the conditions of playing the game, I have to play it in like, a time where my kids can't watch because it's really gruesome, and that's Middle Earth Shadow of War. I've also been playing Shadow of Mordor. I've almost beaten it, but Shadow of War I've almost beaten. Shadow of Mordor I haven't beaten yet. But these two games, God of War and Middle Earth games, you cannot customize your control scheme. It's kind of hard locked if you're using a controller. Now, if you were using a keyboard, you gain the benefit of being able to go ahead and, map some of your controls to kind of maybe be customized to your own liking. But someone like me, and for those who play on consoles, who I'm guessing will probably be the plethora of people playing Gotham Knights, we would love to see that, capability in the game. Even the God of War that is on PC, the controller scheme doesn't still allow for you to even make any modifications. And I'm certain this is something that a lot of people were probably looking forward to and hoping will be in the game. So we're looking forward to seeing more and more down the road. Hopefully we'll get a few more details regarding customization and controller schemes. And I'm sure this is something that the developers would like to add to their accessibility features. And I'm hoping that they do down the road. All right, so you guys have heard. It appears there's going to be more down the road. It's from a producer, a senior executive producer in IGN that's confirming this. The developers have also said in their interviews from the San Diego Comic-Con that they have a villain reveal that's ready for us. And then on the schedule, we have a Red Hood character reveal and possibly a Red Hood gameplay, small segment like they've done for the other nights. And I'm certain that as we get closer and closer to October, a lot more people are going to be able to make up their minds as to where they stand with Gotham Knights, because right now it appears that more and more people are starting to understand the framework of the game. I think for the most part, the one thing that had been missing had been an understanding, like, what is this game? Because you're making a game under the banner of this Batman world and Batman universe. And at the end of the day, you say the game is different, but everybody is interested in wanting to know how different this game is. Because if you were saying, oh, we're making another game with the Gotham Knights and the Batman universe that just follows in the line of, some of the gameplay mechanics from the past Batman games, there would not have been so many questions out there. But the moment, the developers came out with their intentions, I think everyone started to question, okay, what exactly are we dealing with? And more, we're starting to see this game unveil. So I'm in a situation where I'm still keeping my eye out. I don't necessarily, want to make too many conclusions yet. I do have some conclusions, but I don't want to actually drop them just yet because it'll be nice to be able to see the gameplay in a much more broader setting. So this IGN, stuff that they're talking about, or possibly IGN's first impressions, is more than likely going to bring maybe the first 10 minutes of the game. It's probably maybe going to bring maybe, 14-minute gameplay done by the developers. Something that is actually different, that doesn't have much cuts, but instead has a much more, directed focus at showing what the game is down the road. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you very much for all of your participation, for your time and your audience. I appreciate you guys for even rocking with the channel. It's been such a fun week. Once again, I hope to talk to you guys soon. Peace out.